live with us right now on the air, man. Dan Lorenzo, what the fuck is going on, brother?
Well, first off, if you could please watch the potty mouth. That's a lot of F-bombs in the first minute. Zach, what the hell's going on over there, man?
Hey, you know me, man. I ain't changed a fucking bit.
I didn't know that much.
So,
how are those Metal Devastation listeners tonight? How they treating you, okay?
Man, they're doing great, man. They're cranking this shit up and they're enjoying it, man. They're very much looking forward to hearing some brand new Patriarchs in Black, which I have lined up after this interview, man.
Awesome.
Really, you know what? I got to tell you, man, the more and more I listen to that record, it's a really that is a good fucking album, man. You guys really took it up a whole. I mean, you're already badass. You know I love you, man. Everything that you do is just amazing, but this, you really took it up a whole nother notch, man.
Well, what are we talking about? My Veneration by Patriarchs in Black?
Yeah.
Yeah, so everybody's telling me they love the new album even more than the first one. And I was listening to the first album last week, and I think it's just as solid. But, I'll take it. If you think it keeps getting better, even better. But, yeah, so Patriarchs in Black, My Veneration, for those who don't know, is Johnny Kelly on drums, myself on guitars, and I write the music. And then we use a bunch of different singers and bass players. And it, kind of keeps things interesting. Like, I was telling some guy the other day that my whole life I've been in bands where no matter how good the singer is, there's always somebody who's like, yeah, I love your music, but I don't like the singer. And with Patriarchs in Black, you got 2 albums with like seriously 14 different singers, so it keeps things interesting. And Johnny and I are having a lot of fun with it. I'm glad you're digging it, Zach.
Yeah, you guys did a great job. And I mean, your guitar playing already just in itself, like it's so it's unmistakable. Like it's you, I mean, I don't know, to me anyway, because, I love Vessel of Light so much. That record was so badass. And then Cassius King, and then now this, yeah, like you said, the last record was amazing too, man. But I mean, and I know, they're different bands. They got different names and everything, and you've got different people singing and stuff, and different members in the bands. But overall, like, they could all sort of, they're in like the same universe, I mean, like,
for sure,
it's the Lorenzo fucking world, man.
Thank you, man. And I always tell people that I remember when I started playing guitar and I kind of got good pretty quickly, but then like Eddie Van Halen came out and Randy Rhoads, and I'm like, man, do I quit playing? Like, what do I do? I can't play this good. And you just got to find your own style. And I love when people like you tell me I have my own sound, because I'm nobody's going to confuse me with the best musicians in the world. But I feel like, sometimes even your limitations give you your own sound, and it's cool. And as long as you can write riffs that people like, and, you surround yourself with great musicians like Johnny Kelly and Carla Gell and Mark Sunshine and DMC, they make you look good.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You definitely do, man. And, as a guitar player as well, I can tell you, like, maybe it's because I'm a musician that I listen to stuff like that in that way, and I sort of pick it apart and I hear it. But I don't know, man. I don't see how anybody can't fucking just listen to it and be like, yeah, that's Dan right there, man. But you do have a good sound, man. You have a cool, unique, it's your own thing, man.
I'm happy to say I agree with that. Again, I definitely don't, there's so many better guitar players out there. So, what do you do about that? I can either practice 85 hours a day or just be happy that I'm doing my own thing and just concentrate on what I do, and I'm glad a couple people like it. So I appreciate that. Again, Zach, thanks.
Hell yeah, man. And Johnny Kelly's badass fucking drummer too, man. So that's really cool I mean, it sounds great, man. It sounds great. How did this whole thing get started? Like, how did you guys hook up and do this?
Well, with the other bands you mentioned, Vessel of Light was playing some shows on the East Coast right when, the COVID hit and everything shut down. And Nathan from Vessel of Light, myself and the drummer Ron Lipnicki live in New Jersey, and the bassist Jimmy Shulman lives in New York City. But Nathan moved from Cleveland to Austin right after COVID. So it made it really hard to keep that going on. And I wrote so many songs like around the time that Vessel of Light Last Ride came out that it would be ridiculous to release like another 10 songs like 2 months after, the last Vessel of Light record. So I was friendly with Jason McMaster, and I were, doing some covers just for fun. So we did the 2 Cassius King records, and then I kept writing and writing. And then Ron and Jimmy, they got lives outside of Cassius King, obviously. So I asked Bobby Blitz, I said, I think I'm going to reach out to Johnny Kelly to play drums for, a new project I'll do. And Blitz told me he thought Johnny was the perfect drummer for my riffs. And I reached out to Johnny, and like literally probably within 48 hours, he sent back the first track I sent him, which was became Sing for the Devil. And I was like, wow, this guy is perfect. He's playing exactly what I wanted to play. So Johnny's a pro's pro, we can't, Patriarchs in Black can't really do shows because, Johnny, like right now, he's out on tour with Hookers and Blow. Then he comes home for a couple of days, and he's out every weekend with Quiet Riot. So he's a professional musician, and he makes it really easy to, write and record with, because we don't need to rehearse. I record everything on the guitar. I send it to him, and Johnny, like, he's so quick lately, particularly. He's just coming up with some killer shit. And Patriarchs in Black, we're already working on the 3rd album, believe it or not. And I just got the My Veneration on vinyl just a couple of hours ago. So, these albums, sometimes they take a whole year to put together before they come out. But it's a lot of fun. And again, I'm so happy you like it, Zach.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I really do. And you bring up Blitz, too, and that's another thing. I mean, the Cursed record that you did with him years ago, man, that's amazing, too.
Yeah, that's a great record, and a lot of people don't know about it because we pulled it off in the hopes of maybe re-releasing it someday. But there's a couple songs on YouTube of those out there, people who like Overkill and never heard Blitz sing like an old bluesy guy. I mean, the Cursed is, it's, my guitar playing, and Blitz is definitely singing like he's never sang before, and it's really, really cool. Cool album. It's called The Cursed Room Full of Sinners.
Yeah, it is cool, and that you're right. It is some underground shit, because I didn't even know about it till I met you, and you told me about it, and then I was like, whoa, wait a second, really? And I've been an Overkill fan for fucking ever, man. But like, I didn't know about that shit. It's just
Well, we only played a couple shows, and Blitz he didn't really promote it that much when the record came out, and because Overkill was starting to get really popular again, thanks to my buddy Ron Lipnicki. I feel like his drumming took them to the next level where they needed to get. And, but, Blitz and I, we still talk pretty regularly, and we're both so proud of the record. And the original goal in 2006 was to write and record a record that we'd be proud of 10 years from now. And we released it in 2007, and that's obviously more than 10 years now. And I can still listen to that album and enjoy it.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Yeah, I got some of that lined up tonight too, man. As far as Vessel of Light, man, you sent me a hat one time, and I love that hat, man. I wear it all the time.
Thank you.
Matter of fact, I was wearing it last year at the Tennessee Metal Devastation Music Fest that we did, and I can't tell you how many people come up to me, and they were like, "Dude, I love that hat, man. That band is badass." And I was like,
awesome.
I was like, hell yeah, man, hell yeah. I didn't know that many people knew about it, but I'm like, that's
what
I'm talking about, man. Yeah.
So thanks for the constant promo, man. You're a big help to the scene, Zachary.
You're welcome, dude. You're welcome, man. It's an honor to fucking work with you guys and be on the team in some sort of fashion,
Definitely. Well, I appreciate everything you do.
Man, so as far as like live shows, like, I mean, for Patriarchs in Black, obviously this is pretty much a studio project, right?
Yeah, my wife is obsessed with Steely Dan, so I sort of say we're like the Steely Dan of doom metal, stoner rock, or hard rock, whatever you want to call it. So, it's tough because I wouldn't want to do a show without Johnny on drums, and Johnny's just busy, every weekend with Quiet Riot or Kill Devil Hill. Or now he's got another band with Kirk from Crowbar. So he's literally plays every weekend. He's a professional musician where, I have a job selling tattoo supplies for a company called Painful Pleasures out of Maryland. But Johnny's got to make a living doing this. So it's not fair to, ask him to fly in for a show to play for free or a little money. And then we got, 7 different singers and 10 different bass players. It's really it's really tough. And like I said, I mean, Vessel of Light was really having fun playing shows. I was just talking with Jimmy Schulman today about how much fun, and we're so glad we got to do at least, 10 shows before COVID hit. But I haven't done any shows since COVID, and I'm bummed out about it a little bit, but I'm starting to realize that just might be what's in the cards because I play with musicians from so far away for the most part.
Yeah, I totally understandable, man. I mean, you're making the best of it at least, but like I wanted to ask, do you ever think about maybe possibly putting together a band that you could go on tour with to play a lot of these songs, or would it have to be, would that not work?
Not for Patriarchs in Black. It's just the logistics make it impossible with all the different people. But like if I was thinking the other day, man, if Nathan would have moved to New Jersey, say instead of Austin from Cleveland, I wonder if Vessel of Light would have just stayed together because we were really enjoying each other's company and enjoying recording. The whole experience was really great. So, I mean, I'm not going to cry about, COVID, whatever happened, happened. And, I'm just so glad there are some videos of us out there doing our thing with Vessel of Light.
Yeah, for sure, man, for sure. So what kind of plans do you have for the future? I know you said you got a third record coming out, right? Or you guys are working on it?
Yeah, so like I said, the vinyl for Patriarchs in Black, My Veneration, just came out on Golden Core Records with his ZYX distribution, which is a real label in Germany. They're pretty big. And the CD's out there on MDD. But I don't know if you've noticed, but what we've been doing on Spotify and the digital platforms is like maybe a month and a half ago or 2 months ago, we released a Queen cover called Dragon Attack. And then like 3 weeks ago, we released Rock Bottom, a Kiss cover. And then next month, we're releasing a Twisted Sister cover, Destroyer from the first Twisted Sister album.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And Kyle from Alabama Thunder, Pussy in X Order, he's singing on it.
Oh,
and
man.
The bass player from the Dictator. So what we're trying to do is just release a new cover every like 6 weeks or so until the third album comes out, just for fun.
Oh my God, man. I can't wait to hear The Destroyer, man.
I'll send you that. I'll send you that tomorrow morning. Remind me.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
It comes out February 2nd, but of course you can have it before then.
Hell yeah, man. Thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah, we'll play it on the show whenever it's released too, man, and blow it up.
Okay,
Man.
cool.
But yeah, I can't wait to hear that, man. I mean, huge Twisted Sister fan, obviously. I mean, who the hell can't be? But I mean, that's one of my favorite songs from their catalog, man.
That's probably my favorite song. And Kyle from X Order sang the shit out of it, man. He really sings it good, man. It's awesome.
He's got some vibes.
We opened Hades. Actually, the original version of Hades opened up for Twisted Sister in 1982, believe it or not. And then we didn't play with them again until Hades did a reunion in 2010 in Germany. We played with Twisted Sister again in Germany. Hades did a reunion show, and it was awesome. And I sent Destroyer to JJ French last week, and he's like, "Oh my God, this is amazing! This is so good,"
Really?
Yeah.
You sent it to JJ, and you got his approval.
Yep.
That's what I'm talking about, man. That's cool as shit, man. Yeah.
We're trying, you're trying to keep the name Patriarchs in Black alive until the world finds out, more people find out about us,
Man, Twisted Sister is one of the bands I never saw live, man. Did you ever see them live?
Yeah, I mean, we opened up for them twice, and I would go see them live all the time, Zach. In the early 80s, they were the coolest club band ever. They would come out and they'd do like a medley of Black Sabbath, Heaven and Hell, and Dee would sing amazingly. Dee had a set of pipes, and I don't think, like their first record, the songs are great, but the production was so bad. But live, they were so much better live, so much heavier, and just, I mean, the consummate showman. They were a great live band.
Yeah, their live records are fucking amazing. And that documentary that they did that was on Netflix for a while.
Oh, really?
I can't remember the name of it, but it showed like it talked about their whole the way that they started and how hard they worked, man. Like they worked fucking hard, man. They really had to do a lot of shit. Like a lot of people I don't think a lot of people knew about, how long and hard they worked to get to where they were, because MTV didn't pick that shit up till way later. And,
for sure. And back in the early 80s when we were playing shows with them, you would literally play 3 sets a night. So 3 45-minute to 3 hour sets a night. So that's like almost 3 hours worth of music. And that's just like, on a regular night. It was crazy. Like, we were playing, whether it's a Thursday or a Sunday night, you're still playing 3 sets. It was really different back then. It was fun, but, you got to build up your chops, and it definitely, things changed a lot, but it was a really cool time of life. The New Jersey bar band experience in the late 70s, early 80s was really fun.
Yeah, they were talking about the promotion of the way that they would do the promotion in the early days, and I think it was JJ that was talking about it. He was saying that there was some local radio stations there in I believe in New York where you could buy an advertisement, like a certain amount of minutes of advertising on the radio to say whatever. So what they would do is they would say like a quick thing, and then they would play most of their song, and then they would use that to make it seem like the radio was playing their fucking song, and because they would do it, consecutively, and then that actually helped build them on the radio.
Yeah, it's a good idea. I've done it myself. There's a radio station in South Jersey that does that, where they'll play a 1 minute long commercial with your music, and you just talk a little bit, and it's like getting a little minute of your song out there,
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. You got to do what you got to do, man,
For sure.
Hell yeah. Well, so tell us about this record, Patriarchs in Black. I know you just said, you were telling us that it's on vinyl now. Where can we go to get the vinyl record?
I mean, I guess if you go on, Amazon, you'll find it. But I want to make sure I mention some of the people on the album, like Carl Legel from Corrosion of Conformity Blind. Yes. He has a new band called Lie Heavy. They're amazing. Mark Sunshine's in the band. Unita, he sings with us. Rob Trainer sings a song. He's in the band called Blackwater Rising. And on that same song, Johnny Araya plays bass, Tom Araya's brother. Like I told you, DMC from Run DMC sings a song. Kelly Abe, who's a young guy, and he's actually hooking up with DMC since the record came out. He was on a TV show called Search for the Next Ozfest, and he's a really talented guy. JD from Black Label Society, he plays bass on the song. It's just a whole bunch of people that either Johnny or I or both of us are friendly with. And it, like I said, Patriarchs in Black, My Veneration, there's got to be 15 different people on the album, and it makes it kind of diverse.
As far as the songs on that album, can you tell us a little bit about like some of the songs, like some of the meanings behind them, or like how did you guys come up with them and stuff?
Well, I write all the music, and what I do is I record it to a guitar, to a click track, and then I send it to Johnny, which is kind of an unusual way of recording. Nobody was doing that like 20 years ago. So lyrically, I only wrote the lyrics to 2 of the songs, the title track, My Veneration, and a song called Crooked Smile. So I never really like to talk so much about the lyrics because it's the singers who did it. But there's a really cool lyric video with Carl Legel singing, and on bass is Dave Niebuhr from Doggy Dog. And the lyric video is called Dead or Dying. And, Carl's lyrics, I think they're pretty self-explanatory, but they're fucking brilliant, man. They're so good. I'm so happy Carl got the lead-off song again. But you got to have him on your show sometime if you ever had Carl, because like I said, he was in Corrosion of Conformity Blind, and his new band Lie Heavy just got a record deal. Great guy, and he's the man for lyrics for sure. Him and Sunshine just did a ridiculous job lyrically.
Yeah, definitely, man. You definitely put me in touch with him, man. We'll get him on here.
Okay. Okay, cool. Definitely.
That's
I'll write it down right now.
That's really cool. Like that makes me think. I mean, that just makes me think creative freedom right there, big time. Like the fact that you recording your guitar riffs to a click track like that, just doing what you want to do, and then sending it out and letting them input their things into it. I mean, that's cool.
Yeah, I mean,
cool.
I like collaborating with people. I like writing myself. So what I always do is I send my guitars to Johnny. Johnny plays drums. And I send everything to a singer. And if they can't think of anything, I'll give them some ideas. And if not, I can finish the whole song on my own. But really, it's worked out really good because it's amazing that none of the singers have sent us back anything that we were like, nah, this is no good. I mean, maybe with the cover songs, and if that happens, we don't release them. But with the originals, the guys we're working with, they're so fucking talented that, coming up with 2 songs a year for Patriarchs in Black is not very hard for them.
Hell yeah. Let me ask you, man, since I'm a guitar nerd and I know there's a lot of guitar fucking nerds out there listening, man, that want to know about like the gear and stuff, man. Can you tell us what kind of guitars, amps, pedals, stuff like that you were using, man?
Well, it's really simple, man. Gibson Les Paul custom with one hot rodded DiMarzio pickup thrown in there. And then I plug into whatever amp the studio engineer has. For the Curse record, it was a Mesa Boogie. For Vessel of Light and Cassius King and Patriarchs in Black, it's always been a PV. And no effects, man, just straight into the head. I'd never liked having effects on stage because, I didn't want to trip over them or step on them or have them break or whatever. I'll cheat a little bit. I'll use a wah-wah in the studio every now and then, but I just go right into the amp, and not to be a dick, but whatever head I plug into, to me, it sounds pretty good when you're using a Gibson Les Paul and you tune down a couple frets and you're playing something heavy. There's like no real trickery. It's just the pure sound of the guitar.
Hell yeah. What kind of PV was it? A 5150?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, nice, man. Yeah, of
Yeah.
course, man. Eddie Van Halen, dude. I mean, you can't go wrong with that.
Yeah.
Les Paul guitars themselves, man, are just fucking amazing. I'm sitting here looking at one right now myself. I love it. That's my favorite guitar that I have of all of them. I always play it. There's just something special about it, man,
For sure. I mean, it's nice and heavy. I mean, I mess around with the, Gibson SGs, and I like them. And I actually have another Epiphone guitar with like the F holes in it that I've actually recorded a couple songs with. I've got really heavy strings on there, but for the most part, it's always just the Gibson Les Paul custom going into whatever head the studio has.
Yeah. Les Paul, man. And you know what? The heaviness of it, it doesn't bother. I like the fucking weight. I like to feel something that's heavy on my lap, man. When I'm sitting there playing, I want it to feel heavy, man. I don't know. Like there's something, it just feels like you're playing a big ass chunk of wood, but it's carved right, man. It's just done right.
Yep.
Les Paul's fucking legend right there, man. That guy, you ever listen to like his playing? Like the stuff.
I saw him on Instagram the other day, how fast he was. And it's funny because I live in northern New Jersey, about maybe 2 miles, 3 miles from where Les Paul lived for the last 50 years of his life, I think. There's a Les Paul museum right up the road from us. But yeah, he was amazing. I didn't realize how fast he was. I thought he was more known just for inventing the guitar. But yeah, he was a great player as well.
Wow, the guy was insane, man. He was insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't just the guitar too. Like he fucking did what else did he do? Like multi-track recording and stuff like that too, right?
Yep.
Like
Yep.
he fucking. I mean, that's, you talk about like somebody that in our history books, man. Like that guy goes down, man. Like
For sure. Yeah.
I mean, there's so much stuff that wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for Les Paul.
This is true, Mr. Moonshine.
Hell yeah. All right, man. Well, is there anything else you want to let the people know?
No, man, just to check out Patriarchs in Black on Instagram and however you listen to music. I appreciate you and your support. And I guess I'll finish up talking and let you listen to Patriarchs in Black now, courtesy of Zach Moonshine.
Hell yeah, brother. Before I let you go, can I get you to make us another station tag?
Sure.
All right. Whenever you're ready, say whatever you want. Say something like, "This is Dan Lorenzo, and you're listening to Metal Devastation Radio."
Hey, this is Dan Lorenzo from Patriarchs in Black, and you're listening to Metal Devastation Radio.
Hell yeah, man. All right, man. Well, yeah, I'm gonna play some more. I'm gonna play some Patriarchs in Black right now. I got Vessel of Light, Cassius King, all kinds of stuff lined up, man. So these people,
Thank you so much, Zach.
You're welcome. Thank you, man. Thank you for taking the time to talk to us and hang out with us, and I appreciate it, man.
All right, Zach. Have a great night, brother. Thanks again.
You too, man. Cheers.
Bye-bye.
There you have it, folks. Dan Lorenzo, live on the Zach Moonshine Show with Metal Devastation motherfucking radio. Like I said earlier, put your speakers in your windows, put them in your front lawns, put them in your neighbor's driveway. Do whatever the fuck you gotta do to make your neighbors fucking look at you and be like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? If you don't see U-Haul trucks everywhere tomorrow, man, what the fuck are you even doing, dude? Like, seriously, what the fuck is your problem? Reach out, grab the volume knob, crank it all the way to the right, and you'll be where we're at. And that's loud. All right? All right, here we go.